Pastor Jason here with another Bible talk. I know you've been reading through Numbers as you've been reading through the Bible this year. You're about to go into the book of Deuteronomy. You're going to spend a couple weeks there, so I just thought I'd share some things to look for as you're going through the book. It might seem like an intimidating book. There's lots of laws in this book. Some people think it's really boring. I think it's a fascinating, powerful book as you're going through it. Actually, it repeats the word love, I think, more than any other book in the Bible. But remember the setting. They've just come from Mount Sinai, wandering in the wilderness. They're about to go into the promised land. Okay, so they're right there at the border. There's the Jordan River, and they can see the promised land. And Moses is going to give them this speech. It's a locker room speech right before they go into the promised land, and it's broken up into three different sections. Okay, the first section, chapters 1 through 11, is this retelling of the story. This is where you've been. This is how God rescued you. This is how God showed his grace towards you, and he's going to bring you into the promised land. And these is very powerful chapters, chapters 1 through 11. He's just saying, remember the love of God. Remember how he's provided for you. Remember the grace of God. And it keeps using this word like, don't forget. Don't forget. As you're entering into the promised land, don't forget what God has done and how much he loves you. And so then he moves into this second section of the book, is chapters 12 to 26. And it's a big section of laws. And you might think, more laws? I thought we had laws in Leviticus and in Numbers and Exodus. Yeah, there's more laws. Actually, there's 613 laws as you're reading through the Torah. But God is saying, I want my people to be different. I want them to be distinct. I want them to be a people of justice and purity and generosity. And so this is what I want them to do. And then the last section, kind of the capstone of the book, is in chapters 27 to 34. And there's two poems there. Turns into a musical. Moses just starts singing, especially in chapters 32. And it's just kind of this cliffhanger. Are the people going to obey or not going to obey? Are they going to choose blessing or cursing? Are they going to choose life or death? What are they going to do? And Moses kind of tips his hat to this in this song, I think I know where this is going. They're going to disobey. They're going to be rebellious and follow after other gods. They're going to be carried off into exile. But this is what's going to happen. God is going to be faithful. He's going to do something in the future in people's hearts that's one day just going to make people truly able to obey and love and remember and live it out. And something's going to happen there. And so he kind of gives you that kind of foretaste of what's going to happen. At the end of the book, Moses dies. He doesn't get to go into the promised land. There's a new leader named Joshua, and you're going to be reading about him in the next book. But again, the book just ends with this cliffhanger. Are they going to choose to follow God's grace and obey him and be distinct and different and holy, or not? And, but God has a plan. And you're kind of on the edge of your seat saying, I know God's working his plan through Abraham's descendants to bless the world somehow, but are they going to live that out? And what is God going to do through that? So just some things to look for as you're reading through Deuteronomy. Hope it's a blessing to you. God bless.